Right, we are back with another episode of Survivors of Tarnstead. We're going to start in our usual manner of introduction. First up, we have Blackheart as...
Kirk Marsh.
We have Kronos as...
Shaxan Rodskala.
We have Haddan as...
Tilde.
We have Marcus as...
Sadalas.
We have Semi as...
Gifton Greysteel.
We have Tobias as...
Everything's on fire, Louis Swa.
Yes, and you have me, Yuli, as your friendly DM. Who would like to give the recap? Nobody, huh?
I
Fine.
think Corvus would.
Yeah, I'll piece it together, I guess.
So much happened.
I mean, you were here for.
Yeah,
It was basically rooms the session. This shouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We found ourselves back into the Feywild, following a path determined by Gifton to eventually get to.
No.
That was the
Oberon.
game we had before.
Oh yeah, we're
Oberon.
walking with Oberon. That's right. So we went to Oberon's castle. It was magnificently golden purple. Queries were asked about why he thought such colors were nice and the origin of his house. He just kind of willed it into existence because he's Lord Oberon. That's what he does. We walked through a maze of labyrinthian halls with satyrs and treants, nymphs. The satyrs were the ones guarding. And nice silk curtains everywhere. Eventually, we were queried by Oberon to say, well, if you're going to be staying here, let's see about rooms. So we all were asked what kind of rooms we all wanted. There was some music played that was very discordant, but very interesting for Lord Oberon. And a certain mechanical nightmare of a hurdy-gurdy was happening that shook Saxon to the bone. Saxon got a new arm and leg as well. Oak, was it not?
We've actually stated what type of wood. I think it was
No,
just made of wood.
I was dark
There's
oak.
wood.
I thought.
It's just living wood.
It was oak.
Yeah, it was oak.
We decided to take care of our nasty business and proceeded down into the dungeon, which the steps moved on their own accord, which Gifton thoroughly enjoyed. She was trying to get that fabled fourth step leap. We were asked that to figure out what our good general and wizard were up to, and Lord Oberon wanted us to pass judgment and to see whether or not they deserve the judgment. We asked them, or Corvus asked them to leave. We talked for some time, and tempers were raised between Corvus and Rizal. Sulfur was smelt, and eventually a story was fabricated, and that's what Lord Oberon wanted. General Rizal was a fool, and Percival was a lecherous individual, which their punishments were as such. Rizal got a library room, and Percival got a room full of nymphs, which Louis Swall took advantage of. Our rooms were, to everyone's descriptions, Talde got a hallway, Corvus got a crypt that he realized he really didn't want a crypt and was kind of annoyed by it. Louis Swall got a ceiling, all ceiling, in a big circle. Gifton got a little farmstead,